Hello. It is so good to have you here today. I welcome you to the Farmer's Friend YouTube channel. Here we learn how to make more out of our farms regardless of the size, of the location, of the climate, the soil type, or any other challenge that could be hindering your production and progression. And I welcome you that we may learn and grow together. Brati, maguta. Sounds familiar? Yes. So what happens when you find or you acquire a piece of land that has got black cotton soil and you are no longer able to do crop production? To help us through this lesson today is Alice Mwangi, an agroecologist, and she will take us through the process. Welcome, everybody.
Yes. Black cotton soils, what are their problems? Yeah, I know everyone who's dealt with black cotton soil can tell you they're sticky, that they cause flooding because they don't allow the water to percolate very well.
Yes.
They are clay soils.
Yes.
So they kick and they become hard and the roots of plants cannot penetrate. So for it to grow, for growth to happen very well and for you to be able to get a harvest, we must make the soil be able to allow the roots to move.
To penetrate.
Yes, and also to hold more water. So what we do is, first of all, address the problem of stickiness.
Okay, hold it right there. So you came in this particular farm where we are standing today, and you found this place just full of grass.
Yes.
Because nothing could grow in here.
Yes.
So tell us how we moved from the grass and the sticky soil to what we are seeing here now.
Yes. So the first thing we did is to make the soil lighter is to add sand. We added sand. The reason we add sand is that to make the balance between very small particles, the black cotton soil in the very small particles and the big particles of sand together, when they come together, it is easier. We are tending towards making a loam soil. Loam soil is where it is balanced.
Yes.
It is not too sticky, it's not too loose.
Yes.
So tuko hapo katikati. It's like when you're making your chapati, you just want it right.
Yes.
It's the right consistency.
Okay.
So for plants also there's that light consistency of the soil particles. And when I talk about soil particles, it's not very hard. It's just what constitutes the soil. When you break down the soil, you break it into small particles. Those particles can be big or small.
Yes.
If they're too tiny, then that's clay. Itashikana, itakuwa too sticky.
And the water will not be able to go down.
Yes, it will swell when it rains.
Yes.
And the water will just stay and flood on top.
Okay.
And when it dries, the opposite happens. It shrinks and then it's something like this.
This is what you are calling caking. It forms like a cake, very hard.
Very hard.
Yes.
So you'll be throwing your jembe and it comes back to you, just like the way you blew it. Nothing. So for it to become easy, we add sand. And if you look at what we did here, this was pure black cotton soil. But if you look at it, we mixed sand and the black cotton soil.
Yes.
And because sand does not have a lot of minerals, a lot of fertility and doesn't have organic matter, we brought in something else called rice husks.
I can see them here.
The rice husks, their work, first of all, rice husk has a lot of silica, which is important for the plant. So unaleta rutuba ingine. But then also the rice husk do not decompose very fast.
Very fast.
So they will decompose slowly.
Yes.
And as they are there, they are bringing that effect here of separating the soil particles, and at the same time growing organic matter and organic microorganisms in the soils. They will come back, and those microorganisms are the ones that break down the soil particles and minerals for the plants to take,
and for the roots to be able to go deep down.
Yes. Okay. So this, and also the other thing with the rice husk is also it improves the holding capacity, the water holding capacity. By water holding capacity, I just mean the water keeps the soil keeps the water longer.
For a longer time.
For a longer time. Okay. Now, as the soil keeps the water for a longer time, that is what we require. Because remember, easy blot maguta places are usually dry places.
True.
They are not the highlands.
Yes.
They are in the lowlands where it is very hot. Like now we are already
sweating. True.
Very hot.
Yeah.
So you lose moisture very fast. And then the rain window is very short. It rains a month, and then after that, it's very dry. Yeah.
So you want to grow longer without doing irrigation by keeping the moisture in the soil for a longer time.
For a long time. So if you look at this millet already here,
yes,
the soil, it is already dry. It has been raining now 2 weeks, maybe it's not rained here.
Yeah.
But they are still growing because we are extending the rain season by keeping the moisture, the soil moisture,
for a longer
time.
Okay.
So these are low cost techniques.
Yes.
Because you don't need to invest a lot of money.
Thank you. So you have said we add substances, we add sand, we add rice husks,
yes,
and something else, and red soil.
Red soil, it's not a must, but here we happen to have red soil. So
that's why we brought it.
Yes, it is not a must.
So if you don't have red soil, you are good with sand and
rice husk. If you don't have rice husk, you're good with sawdust. That's the same.
Very nice. Very nice.
Sawdust.
And sawdust is more locally available, depending with where you are. Sawdust is more locally available than rice husk.
But then also, now we are minding the other thing about the plants having nitrogen.
Yes.
Because one of the other limiting things about this dry land, they are low like nitrogen. Tunaongeza manure. We have to put in the mix. We have to put manure.
Oh, now that is the third thing.
So we start with the sand, the sawdust,
or the rice husks,
and manure. You may ask the ratio.
Yes, tell us the ratio.
And I will tell you, the ratio is very difficult to achieve. Ideally, we should have 1:1. But then you may not have enough of this. So what I advise farmers to do is use what you have in terms of sawdust, manure, and sand.
Yes.
And now your soil. Mix those three and then bring them to your soil and mix them with your soil. But do it every other season so that you move your soil towards the loamy bracket. By loamy brackets, remember nile balance to the same. So you move your soil from very sticky soil to good soil over time.
Yes.
Maybe you may not do it
over time. I think it's good for people to note that part. It is over time. You don't achieve it one time. It's something that you have to keep doing.
So now like this field, it's just been one season.
Yes.
And probably you see you're still struggling with issues of nitrogen. Because nitrogen is very volatile.
Yes.
Yani by volatile I means inapotea haraka.
Inapotea kwa hewa.
Haraka sana. So mbolea inaisha nguvu very fast.
Yeah.
So lazima it's a matter of doing this again and again. And what I advise farmers to do, keep chicken, keep rabbits, so that you have supply
of
of
nitrogen.
some manure. So this plot, small places where we are buying a quarter acre, you may not put a cow,
yeah.
but you can put a chicken.
I can see some there.
You can put chicken or rabbits. Those ones, they'll eat what you are eating in the garden. For example, if you get your skooma, you do your skooma and you leave that middle part.
Yes.
You share with the rabbit or the chicken. And with that, you are able to have constant supply. Because ideally, we want you to keep growing for a long time without really using a lot of money in terms of input. Yes. Because, as I said, this is a low-cost technology.
Yeah. Very nice. Thank you very much. At least we've now seen the things that we need to add to our soils to bring it towards loamy soil that are good for crop production.
Yes.
So apart from the amendment of the soil, I see half moons, full moons, raised bands. Can you tell us about these bands that we are seeing here?
The rains in these places we are talking about, where these plots we are buying are places where the rains maybe are not so much. Yes. It's not high rainfall areas. So you will have dry season that is extended. So what we do, we dig out the soil, we dig in a shape of half moon. What I mean half moon, it's like a semicircle.
A semicircle, essentially.
Really,
a circle divided into two. Yes.
Yes. Why not straight from there to there? The idea is they fungia maji, if I have to use that simple language. They close for water, or they stop the water from flowing. So you face them the direction where the water is coming from. For this case, we knew the water is coming from either here, because this is a lower place. So you'll check direction where the water is flowing from, and you shape them closing out the water, the rainwater. Yes. So that it flows and they block. They block the water. Yes. So as the water is blocked, it stays in the sunken area. If I may move here, you see two parts. This is the sunken part.
The sunken lower part.
And this is the raised part.
Yes.
So you dig out all this soil, you bring it here. So you make a heap of a bed that's heaped or high. Yeah. And then now, this lower part or this dug out part, it is supposed to stop the water. So most of the moisture that is flowing from that side will stop here. So you will not have any surface flow of lost water, especially if you have slope. But for most of these areas, the slope is gentle, but you still lose water even in a just gentle, true slope. Yeah. So that is why we do that. The other idea is sunken beds keep moisture longer. True. So the water-loving plants, you put them inside the sunken bed. And the ones that can withstand drought a bit, you put them high. Yes. And the ones that don't like waterlogging. Because remember, the water will come here and sleep here, keep longer here. So as you can see, in this bed we planted onions. Onions are ideal for this particular part of the bed. But the maize and the sorghum are not ideal for this, because first they don't like a lot of too much water. Yes. And there might be water that will sleep here. Like it will not flow. Yes. So you might find its water logged in a way. But that water, we are keeping it for the drier season. So you come and plant, once the water has stopped lying on the surface, that is when you come and plant these beds. Okay. Yes. I get your point. So they are late planting. You do late planting in them. You do your early planting in these high beds. And that is where we are saying you can plant crops that you will harvest throughout the year. Yes. So the planting plan, you do it in a way that you have crops that you harvest 3 months. Yes. Those are your greens, managu, terere, those very fast ones.
The sukuma.
And in these beds, some are already harvested. Already.
Yes.
Wanatoa hizo. So then after the 3 months, there are those things that you harvest at the 6 months point. Those will include your maize, the millet, and then there will be another harvest at the 9th month. Those will be your pigeon peas, and you can see a few here.
They are pigeon peas over here.
And your cassava.
Yes.
Those ones will go to the 9th month. Pigeon peas will even go for 1 year.
Yes.
And it is perennial because it can come back the next year.
Next season.
Then there is also, in terms of the cover crops, then jahe. Those ones are
the black beans.
It's black beans. They are at 6 months point. The normal beans are at 3 months point.
Yes.
So you just plant like that, ensuring that you have everything. The garden is growing things throughout the year. The 9 months and the 1 year crops, those ones are drought resistant.
Yes.
Because remember, hakuna mvua saa hiyo.
Yeah.
It is your cassava that will remain in the garden when everything else has gone. Your pigeon peas. Pigeon peas in zile nzo. You know zo?
I know zo.
Yes.
Can you put your kitchen organic waste inside that?
Yes, as far as it's not cooked.
As long as it's raw.
It's raw.
You can put your kitchen organic there so that you continue.
Yes. You compost fertilizing using that hole. So any dry matters, organic matter, you can put it in that hole.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
First for giving the bananas nutrients, because as they compost, it becomes like manure. But also for water retention. You keep that water for long.
Okay.
Yes. And the bananas will be happy. They will give you a yield. You will be happy too.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Alice. Yes. And I believe we are learning something, and we've learned something.
Yes.
Maybe as we conclude, you would tell us, what would you tell that farmer who is either having black cotton soils, or that person who bought that parcel of land and they are no longer able to grow their vegetables as they used to do earlier on?
What I would tell you is there are solutions. For any challenge, there's always an opportunity.
Yes.
So those soils have an opportunity. First of all, black cotton soil is rich in minerals and rich in phosphorus, rich in calcium, rich in potassium. It's richer in minerals than other soils. But it's poor in nitrogen, and it's poor in other things, like we have said. It has the water problem, the clay problem. Yes, so it is not all gone. There's a good thing you can get out of that.
Yes.
We just need to know how to address that challenge. Yes. And I'm always there for farmers.
Amen.
I'm always there. I like the amen. I'm always there to help farmers.
Yes.
And they can reach out to me if you have problem with your soil, if it's a sandy soil patch and you're growing, nothing is working, or you have this black cotton, or whatever problem of soil that you have. Before you think of very high technology things to do, bringing this and that, building this and that, using a lot of money. True.
Yeah.
I will help you.
Very nice.
Yes.
Thank you very much for being open. If you're watching this, leave in the comment section.
Yeah.
We will connect you to Alice.
Yes.
She's just a phone call away, and we will get her to your farm so that she can tell you what you need to do.
Exactly.
Thank you very much for being in the program. Let's continue working so that we can ensure food security in this country.
And I have to take this opportunity, farmer's friend, to commend you for this channel. Yes.
Thank you.
It is good. I'm sure it is reaching out to many farmers.
Thank you.
And it's a blessing to many farmers.
Thank you very much.
Commend you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
5 months ago, nobody would have thought that anything would grow in this piece of land. Today, we see mango, fruit tree, we see millet, we see maize, we see banana, we see sukuma wiki, we see pigeon pea, there are bulb onions, and there are even sweet potato plant growing in this piece of land. What does this teach us? That it is not all lost. If you found yourself having black cotton soil or any other soil that is challenging crop production, there is a solution for you. In the Farmer's Friend YouTube channel, we teach you these practical solutions that can help you continue growing your food regardless of where you are. Thank you so much for watching. Stay blessed. See you in the next episode.